Today is a bittersweet day. The reimagined 2020 games are winding down, but there's good news. Normally, we have to wait 2 years before we see each other again. The great news is we'll be seeing each other next summer in San Diego. Here to tell us about the 2022 games is our San Diego host, SDCCU Holiday Bowl CEO, Mark Neville. Hi, Mark.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. We're really excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
You bet.
How excited are you to be hosting the games next summer?
Really, and it's not just me either. We have so many on our team who are ready to roll out the red carpet. Well, not ready yet. You got to give us another year. But just even being here and enjoying the festivities and seeing everything that's happening and how impactful and how meaningful this is. And to bring this back to San Diego and to have you all joining us out in our city, in our town, in our region, we can't be more excited. And we're just so excited about San Diego being the center of the transplant universe here for about a week next summer.
Right. And I'm so glad that you're excited because I can't wait to join.
Well, we hope there are thousands others like you who want to join us as well.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure there will be. Do you have a connection to the mission?
I do. So a couple times, actually, I've been fortunate enough to be a donor. Back in 2005, I was a bone marrow donor for a young man. Well, he's a young man now. He was a baby boy then. A bone marrow donor back in 2005. And now he's just graduated high school and he's doing great. Living just north of me up in Huntington Beach. And then in 2019, so 2 years ago, and to be totally honest with you, 3 years ago, I didn't even know that you could donate an organ while you were alive. Just didn't know that was a thing. And so I saw a Facebook post that our babysitter, her name's Tasha, had her friend said that she needs a kidney, or she was advised that she really needs to look for a living donor. She probably wouldn't survive the waiting list. And so if people wanted to be tested, to do it. And I really thought the odds of being able to match would be similar to bone marrow. I mean, bone marrow is really difficult to match, but with a kidney, I got tested. Turned out I was a pretty good match. Went back. The surgery was actually in Houston, Texas, and went back there for a few days and got tested. And turns out I was a really good match for her. And so March of 2019, I was lucky enough to be able to donate my kidney to Tasha. And in that time, it was a great experience. And those at that transplant hospital did a terrific job. And I learned a lot more about this whole world that I really wasn't that exposed to and before. And so met some really great people in San Diego and folks that work at the transplant hospitals in town. And I do have a donor mentor. I'll call her out now. Diane Brockington's her name. And she gave me a stat one time that really stuck with me. And it was that if, right now, currently there's about 100,000 people on the list waiting for a kidney. And she said that if just 1 in 10,000 people who were eligible to donate a kidney did it, that waiting list would be wiped out. Wow. And I'm an optimist. And I'm like, let's do that. We can do that, right? And so about that exact same time, I was back 2 years, almost to the day. I was back in Charlotte. Again, I'm the CEO of the SDCCU Holiday Bowl, the college football game. And so I was attending conference meetings down in Charlotte for the ACC. And a friend of mine who works for the college football playoff, she came up to me and she was asking me about the transplant. She says, every couple of years, I volunteer for the transplant games, and it's something that you should really look at bringing to San Diego. And so at that time, with the Holiday Bowl, we're looking to create more impact for the region, and then me wanting to get much more involved in the advocacy for organ and tissue and corneal donation, but in particular at that time, living organ donation. I took it back to our board of directors, and enthusiastically they said, "Yeah, go for it." And so that's when we decided to put in the bid and reached out to Bill Ryan, and we got the RFP and worked with our tourism authority, and we got the community fired up about it. And they were so fired up about it that when we turned in and we submitted our bid, I was really crossing my fingers and I didn't want to let people down, because we were so excited about the opportunity to bring this to San Diego.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you're so excited about it. And
fired up, I'm really excited. And again, it's not just me. We have an unbelievable, our local organizing committee, our bowl volunteers, the Holiday Bowl volunteers, I think are the very best in the country. I mean, they're so passionate about it. They love our organization. They love our community. And equally, they love the fact that we're bringing the Transplant Games of America to San Diego. And they're already like licking their chops. I mean, they're so excited to welcome all the folks, the donor families, the living donors, the transplant recipients, the professionals out there. They're getting really a much better understanding about what the importance of the Transplant Games of America, and they're excited to be a part of it. Again, it's not just me; it's our whole team, it's our whole community, really, in San Diego is excited about it.
Right. No, that's awesome. And thank you so much for everything that you've done and you've given. And now you're a part of this community and you have all of you guys coming together to get these games started in San Diego.
For me, this whole part, the process and getting involved with this and wanting to play a bigger role in it and the personal experiences that I've had. I mean, I'm honored to be sitting in this chair right now and looking forward to welcoming everybody out to San Diego. I mean, it truly is from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait to welcome everybody.
I'm so glad. I think the answer is pretty obvious, but why do you think San Diego for these games?
Oh man, it's interesting. I've lived there. I went to school at UC San Diego, and I grew up in Southern California. San Diego is an amazing place. I mean, San Diego has everything, so when people come out, the games are going to be fantastic. All the events and festivities around it, tremendously impactful. We're going to do a great job of getting our community really making them aware of the importance for transplantation and donation. But San Diego is just an awesome place to come and visit, especially in late July and early August. Mm-hmm. I mean, just in the last few weeks, I have gone surfing. I've taken my kids to the beach in Coronado. My daughter went sailing, went hiking up in the mountains in San Diego, played golf, went down to Mexico 3 weeks ago and enjoyed it. I mean, there's so much to do. The opportunities in San Diego, there's from San Diego Bay to Mission Bay, it's 70 miles of coastline and beautiful beaches. We have 70 golf courses. The mountains and the hiking trails are incredible. The hotels in downtown and Mission Valley and up in La Jolla are spectacular. I mean, it's actually a very easy place to entertain people. Mm-hmm. And it's as close to a guarantee as you can get. For everyone who comes out, they're going to have a terrific time. They're going to have a memorable time. And, our objective, and there's been so many great hosts for this event through the years, and we're going to do our best to live up to that and hopefully, and even try to step it up even more, mm-hmm. Which is going to be really hard to do. But our town, our region, San Diego, it really makes our job easy for sure.
Right. I'm so excited. That just made me even more excited to come. I already feel so welcome.
Yeah. Bring those bathing suits. You got to get your surfing lessons in, maybe go sailing. There's stand-up paddle boarding and go check out the sea lions in La Jolla and the leopard sharks in Scripps Pier and Black's Beach and go down to Imperial. There's so much to do. Much to do.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, can you tell our community what they can expect for the 2022 games?
Yeah, I mean, what's great is that everyone associated with the Transplant Games of America do such a great job. And so what we would just like to do is kind of put our own little spin on it. We want to take advantage of the resources that we have in San Diego. And, the beach, the water, it's all going to be a part of it, and we want to make sure, there's, for those who come, you're not going to be able to miss the water. It's going to be around. And it's such a big part of our culture in San Diego. And so we want to make sure that for those who are coming to San Diego, for a fact that everything that you're going to be doing, you're going to know you're in San Diego.
That's so exciting. I can't wait. So how will the San Diego games, you kind of just explained this, but in their own way be unique from the other games?
We're looking at doing some things that are going to be very unique to San Diego. There's certain things that we do with the beach, with surfing. We don't need people to get on surfboards and go out there and try and catch waves, but we want to tie that into, we want to recognize, we want to do, in a special way, honor all those donor families and the living donors and the recipients. It's going to be very unique from the games that have been taking place in the past, and with a very strong San Diego flair to it.
Nice. That's so exciting and amazing. We're so looking forward to being together in person next year. So tell us about the village and venues.
Yeah, we're excited about that. You know, it worked out really well because with the mass transit that we have in town, we have a trolley that extends. And what we really want to do when we put together these venues, the access to each venue is very simple. And we have a trolley that gets basically, I would say, to 95% of the venues. And so first, where the village is going to be, it's going to be in the San Diego Convention Center, right smack downtown, right along San Diego Bay. And it's a tremendous facility, very convenient, right across the street from a trolley line. So whether or not folks are staying in hotels downtown, they can walk basically right across the street or right up the road to the convention center. Or if they're staying in Mission Valley or if they're staying in La Jolla, they can take a trolley there. So it's really easy. And the venue is spectacular. It is the biggest show that is there annually right now that people would probably know is Comic-Con. And something that we're really proud to host in San Diego. And by the time that the Transplant Games of America are coming to San Diego, it's going to be right on the heels of Comic-Con. So there may even be some stragglers, who are hanging back. But so the convention center is going to have a lot of the events down there, and that's where the village will be. And then if you get on the trolley and you head north, not too far away, a lot of the competitions are going to take place up at UC San Diego, which is my alma mater. Very proud that these games and events are coming to my alma mater. And that's where the swimming will be. That's where the tennis events, that's where the track and field events will be. And it is a spectacular campus. And the trolley line is opening this November, going right onto campus. And
nice.
You'll go right there. In fact, I think it drops off. The station is right across the street from the pool. So it's a spectacular facility for swimming. And the tennis courts are right on the bluff, right across the street. You could probably, if you were really good and really strong, you could probably hit a tennis ball and land on the 10th green at Torrey Pines Golf Course. And then, you'll also see hang gliders that are kind of flying around right around the tennis courts as well. And then the track and field venue is pretty spectacular. If you're sitting there in the grandstands and looking down onto the field, you see all these eucalyptus groves that are right behind the track. And in fact, when you look to the right, it's right where the venue, where our former NFL football team used to have a practice facility there. The San Diego Chargers practice there. And it is spectacular. I went to school there. I probably shouldn't admit this in front of everybody, but the whole reason I went to that school was for the surfing that's right down at the bottom of the cliff there at Black's Beach. And, not only is it it's probably the best surfing in California, by the way, but in addition to that, the school is fantastic. And it's a California campus. I mean, it's right on the beach. Right on the bluffs above them, and La Jolla Shores is right there. There's just so much to do. So for tennis players, those are practicing or playing track and field or swimming, they wanted to get away to the beach. It is literally just right down the hill, and you can enjoy one of the best beaches in California.
That's awesome. I love that it's right by the beach, and even better, we'll all be together in person competing in that facility. Right. So that'll be super amazing to have everybody.
By the way, I'm
together.
planning. I have a doubles partner for pickleball, so I'll be competing there. At the
Perfect.
Center. Yeah.
I can't wait to see you.
I won't tell you when I'm playing because I've never. I'm just training now. So
okay.
Be ready.
Well, many of our guests are going to stay after the games to explore the area. So what would you say the perfect day in San Diego is?
Oh my gosh. You can't do it all in a day. I mean, you really, if you wanted to live it up, you need to stay at least a week, right? Mm-hmm. But there are so many things, from the beaches, of course. I mean, the beaches from up Oceanside all the way down to Imperial Beach are pretty spectacular. And if people wanted to get surfing lessons, they can go get surfing lessons. There's plenty of opportunities to do that. I think sailing on San Diego Bay is a pretty spectacular thing, or on Mission Bay for that matter. Stand-up paddleboarding is always fun. You can go to the children's pool in La Jolla, which is along these cliffs, and there's California sea lions that have basically taken it over, which is always fun to go see. There's some hikes that are in the hills of San Diego that are really spectacular, and people are up for that. If people want to be really adventurous, and head on down to Mexico, I go down there about twice or three times a year, and I love it down there. It's pretty spectacular and beautiful. And then golf. If people want to play golf, the golfing is incredible. And then there are iconic attractions. We have the world famous San Diego Zoo, and maybe the best zoo in the world. And it's pretty hilly, so you get a good workout as well. SeaWorld SeaWorld San Diego is a great place to go and entertaining. And now, in addition to the shows and the learning experiences that you get there, they also have some fun roller coasters and things like that are great. And then Legoland is right up the road in Carlsbad. So for those families, for my kids, they're a little bit older now, but they preferred Legoland over Disneyland. Wow. Which tells you something. And then we have Balboa Park with all the beautiful and great museums that they have there, from the San Diego Air and Space Museum and to the Automotive Museum to you name it. I think there's a dozen museums that are in Balboa Park. It's right next to the San Diego Zoo. We have the USS Midway Museum, which is on San Diego Bay, which USS Midway was an aircraft carrier that's become a museum. Really interactive opportunity. All the docents there are a lot of them are. Some of them have even served on the ship back in the day, but a lot of them are retired veterans and are veterans, and so. And then the dining and going to the Gaslamp Quarter and the restaurants and Little Italy and there's just so much to do. I'm not exaggerating either. I mean, it's like when you go to San Diego, there is so much to do.
Right.
So it's great.
Oh, you really will need a full week. I'm taking some notes here.
Yes. No, it is. It's a fantastic experience. It's a very easy place to be entertained.
Sweet. Well, that looks amazing. Mark, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next summer.
Yeah, everybody else, come on out to San Diego. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.